Good morning. Nice to be here. Thanks for joining. If you listen to my podcasts, or I guess any podcast, or you watch a movie or you watch any movie, there is a sense of repetitiveness in them. Read a book, have a conversation, wake up in the morning. All of these different kinds of activities and motions all follow similar directions from one day to the next. So it shouldn't be surprising. Looked at out of a sense of context, from a neutral environment, from a perspective with a little bit of distance in between, open-mindedness, that there is a great deal of repetition in what we perceive and what we do. It is because we are starting fresh every day, or beginning a new book, or a new podcast, or a new show, or new conversation. It is similar and yet unique, different, and yet in many ways the same. We use the same languages. We use the same syllables, nouns, subjects, and verbs. And yet the words have different meaning from one day to the next. Similarities, for sure. Different, of course. Because everything has to be. Because why? Because it is the nature of our universe. From one moment to the next, things are changing. It is like a huge clock in the universe. The whole universe is comprising of this clock, and it is always ticking. It is always changing. It is always offering us opportunity. It is this way. Sometimes we like to think we can control our destinies, and to some degree we can. Sometimes we like to think that we can't control our destinies, and sometimes we can't. But by and large, we do have a participatory function, percentage in everything that's going on. Sometimes it takes days to figure things out. Sometimes it takes lifetimes. We need to be patient. It is a virtue, and why virtuosity is so important. Said and understood. Being here now. When someone utters these words, they have a ring of familiarity if you are so disposed, interested in this kind of conversation. Being here now is not something new, although when it is said each time it is new. But the concept itself is thousands of years old. Being here now, in this moment, in this present environment we are in this specific date and hour of our days. So it goes from a sense of familiarity to a sense of uniqueness quickly. The purpose of this remembering about the way things are is so that we maintain a perspective and understanding and expect to need to remember the magnificence, the glory, the good fortune we share in being alive, in having an opportunity to practice being more aware, of seeking self-improvement. It is a continual effort one need make, because the circumstances of one's life are changing. So what was good for you to do or I to do yesterday may not be the same as it is today. In fact, it cannot be. We must be adaptable and flexible to change. Virtuosity again. Finding oneself, creating an environment where one is comfortable and relaxed and open-minded, at ease, undisturbed. Feeling oneself alive, aware of one's warmth, the tissue of one's skin, where it is, what's it doing, What's it supporting? Our whole body is encompassed by this largest organ of our bodies, our skin. It helps hold our form, just as do the muscles and bones. We really are quite a phenomenal creature, but if you look at any creature, you can feel and surmise the same thing. Each in its own uniqueness is incredible, part of the whole, part of our very lives. Does not everything on this world affect everything else in one way, shape, form, or another? If there is a forest fire or a catastrophic event on the other side of the world, won't the ramifications eventually reach one's own home? The smoke or the earth-shaking tsunami? So, being aware of the possibilities of what each of us can do as individuals, multiplying this times the totality of mankind, and one begins to understand and perceive we can do so much together. Alone, not as much, but together we can do so much more. Where is the consensus of mankind toward self-improvement? One might ask oneself. One might ask one's community. One might ask the nations, the peoples of our world, the cultures, the societies. Why are we not working together in more harmonious ways? We can surmise we are not quite as mature as we would wish to be, which again is bringing us back to our own individuality, our own quests, our own desires for self-improvement. Being here now, finding purpose in one's day. There are many parts of one's day and one's responsibilities and one's purpose or needs. In societies, most of them today, one needs money of some sort to function more comfortably, to be able to purchase food, to clothe oneself, to have some kind of a shelter. This is basic throughout most of the developed world. And so, if you're listening to this, the chances and odds are that you are part of this greater society, as we like to think of it. And it is, in some ways, but not in all. It is why you and I are here in the first place, because we are seeking a greater sense of self-improvement, a larger satisfaction from doing more. And I thank you for your purpose, because we need it. And we need to expand. For there are far too many wars and disruptions occurring in our world today for no reason, for no good reason. The people that are fighting, the nations that are fighting, it is not the people. It is not the children. It is not the school children. It is not the teenagers. It is not the university students per se, college students, fighting. It is not the parents who are working and raising families. It is the leaders. We need question our leaders. And I don't mean just government leaders. I mean leaders of cultural and societal organizations, religions. Why are our religions fighting each other when we all have the same God or sense of godliness? Why? Well, my hypothesis is that people are egotistical rather than open-minded and being a witness. People are stuck in dogma and their egos rather than considering a broader, more mindful perspective. This is what's going on. And the ramifications are that you and I and they pay for it. Something needs to change. In an industrialized, technologically oriented world society where small mistakes today can have manifestations worldwide. It is not as simple as it was 1,000 or even 100 years ago, where if you made a mistake in such and such a place, it was more or less confined to this locale. It is not like this today. The violence, the vibrations travel farther, quicker, easier. Being here now, bundles of miracles, humbled before the immensity of creation, thankful. Put on your clothes, your shoes and socks. We've got our work cut out for us today. Doing it with a smile on one's lips and a braveness in one's face. Being kind, gentle, and understanding to all we meet, including oneself. The music continues for another minute, please. Ponder. And go making oneself having a merry day. Namaste.